The mixed team relay is so many people's favourite form of triathlon, so if you're amongst them, stand by for a history-making event here in Chengdu, China. The first time we've ever had such an event on the World Cup circuit. It's coming up live in just a few minutes' time, and it's going to be fast, frenetic, and most of all, huge fun to watch. And on a very, very fast course, drama is pretty much guaranteed. My name's Trevor Harris, alongside triple Olympian Gillian Sanders. We've only had 2 Olympic mixed team relays, Gillian, but it's kind of unthinkable to imagine this sport now without the team event. And a first chance here for all 13 competing nations to gauge where they're at 2 years away from the Olympics.
Yeah, great opportunity. And, you know, some countries electing to send experienced teams and others electing to send, you know, more junior teams to gain some experience. So I think we're in for some really, really exciting racing here today, as you can see the start list there.
Yeah, 13 teams competing. The favourites, you'd probably say Australia, Great Britain, France, of course, who would normally you would associate the favourites tag with them, but they've basically put in an under-23 team. They want to test some youngsters. We do have a lot of youth in the field, so 13 teams, that means 52 athletes are competing in this race. So away we go, the first mixed team relay of the season underway in Chengdu. 13 teams competing. You would expect the Brits, the Australians, and maybe the Canadians to be at the business end in about an hour and 20 minutes time. Looks like we might get quite a few away together on the bike, actually, because they're not far away from exiting the water. I mean, the aim for these women on the first leg is just to try and keep their country in the mix. Wetlands on her way for the US. Rainsleigh right on her heels.
And I think we have our Spanish athletes sitting in third. Anna Cabello with a strong swim as well.
There are some competitors here who didn't race yesterday, and that's a distinct advantage, obviously, because no tired legs.
You could just see in your shot now, Malaki of Australia. She's almost in the group. So close now. I think she's going to get up there.
That'll be every team other than, I think, Singapore in that leading group. I think it'll be around dozen. There's the line, just about okay, I think.
Doom struggling a little bit with her bike, but she managed to get it back under control. USA's there, Great Britain's in, Hungary's in, Italy's in, Australia. Spain with a fabulous transition.
That's fantastic, isn't it, from Cabello? That really is. She's away and gone. Followed by Rainsleigh for Great Britain. Looks like the Canadian in third place. That's Ina Britain.
Yeah, they're just going to head out and back pretty much exactly the same as yesterday, just slightly shorter the turnaround. As we can see, Sean Rainsleigh just coming up on the shoulder of Cabello of Spain. And Varga making a push for it now. She's managed to gap Sean Rainsleigh.
So we've got Vargam now clear, and then a group of maybe 5 or 6 women. There you see it, 6 of them. So Rainsleigh has almost got to Vargam now. She obviously had a little bit left in attack. It's good effort after her exertions yesterday in the individual race, and it looks like Sean Rainsleigh is going to tag first. So Great Britain with a small lead as it stands from Vargam. She's obviously got a sprint on in the last couple of 100 metres. And there's the tag, and away goes Stapley for Great Britain. There goes Miss Lawchuk. Canada, excellent performance from Ina Britain, you have to say. And the Portuguese, Figueiredo, right behind Stapley as they dive into the water for their 300-metre swim. Meanwhile, Max Stapley, having had probably no more than a 2 or 3 metre advantage given him by the excellent run of Sean Rainsleigh, has now forged a healthy lead in the water. And I think he's made for mixed team relay, Julian. I mean, we've seen him show up really well in the E-World Championships and the Arena Games. So he's very adept at short course racing.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been happy with his performance yesterday. He was 40th in the individual race, and I know he was disappointed with his race in Samarkand as well. So perhaps a bit of a turbulent start to the year so far, but he'll be looking to make amends for it here in the relay today. He knows the effort he has to put down. He wants to try and gap the guys behind him. He'll know the likes of Tyler Misselchuk is a stronger runner, is in better run form at the moment. So he's just got to stick his head down and go for it.
But it's those three nations, Canada, Spain and US, that are closest to our leader, Max Stapley. So the Brit is away. And there they are. So he's going to have at least a 10-second advantage, maybe a bit more. I don't think he's lost much time on that run, on that bike rather.
No, so our last time check was 14 seconds. It'll be interesting to see.
Look at this. Stapley is being reeled in here by both Ms. Lordchuk and by Norland. That lead is nowhere near what it was when he came off the bike. I think Stapley just wants to get to the handover here. Ms. Lordchuk, brilliant, full of running after all his exertions, heroic exertions yesterday. Norland looks like he's just struggling a little bit.
Yeah, they're not far from the handover zone now. You can just see they're making their way back towards where the transition area is.
So Sophia Howell is on her way. Canada with the lead at the halfway point in this mixed team relay. Brilliant from Ms. Lordchuk. And Howell will be the first to dive in, followed by Jess Fulliger for Great Britain. There goes Howell. And Fulliger in as well. She didn't race yesterday, as I mentioned earlier. That's a fantastic run from Peleo Gonzalez of Spain to get them into third place ahead of the USA.
So Jess Fulliger in the silver swim cap for Great Britain. She's one of the athletes in this field who will have fresh legs here today, having not raced in the individual race.
There we see it. The French, that's brilliant from Denisot. Great swim from her. And the US a little further back. Eleanor Beveridge running for the USA on this third leg. So the British, the Canadians and the Spanish are the three at the head of affairs here as they go out on this 6.5K bike. And this is really not where you want to be. Beveridge chasing in vain, whereas those leaders can work together with the incentive of potentially cementing a medal with a one-leg shootout to come for the last man on these three nations. There you can see Denisot in the background, and behind Denisot is Beveridge of the US. It looked okay, those dismounts from the leading trio. Oh, having a bit of trouble with the bike for a moment there, Hal. So Fulliger first away for Great Britain, with the Spaniard just behind her, and then Hal currently in third. And we'll see what the gap is shortly, Gillian, between those three. And presumably Denisot is going to come in fourth place. Question is, how long can Fulliger sit on the shoulder of Guerrero? Important for Howell as well. You can see her in the background, they're racing in third currently, to try and preserve the gap between herself and presumably Denisot. We haven't seen a bit further back lately, so that may have changed. Last we saw it was Denisot, and then the US were in fifth.
Yeah, great performance out there for Jess Fulliger. The gap's gone out even further now. You can see she rounded that dead turn. She's just turned on the afterburners there, leaving one of the strongest runners in her wake.
No pressure, Jack, with this kind of a lead on the last leg. Great Britain are away. Willis about to dive into the swim, and let's see how far back Guerrero is, who's going to hand over to Saratsioane. Willis in the water. Sarat is away. Martin Sobey is on the anchor leg for Team Canada. And it's a big responsibility as he heads for the swim exit, with just the bike and the run to come, and with a handy lead for Great Britain.
So Jack Willis is out onto his bike safely. We saw Sarat exiting the water, the Spanish athlete.
So basically Willis has to do what his teammate Max Stapley did about half an hour ago, and ride solo for 6.5 Ks and give himself, if he can, enough of a gap to make sure that he secures the victory on the run. But many a slip, as they say. Nothing ever guaranteed in this sport. Well, he can see Willis, but he can also see that it's a fair distance between them. but there could be a battle royale between the Canadians and the USA for the bronze, assuming that Great Britain and Spain continue as they are in first and second place respectively.
Yeah, and there we can see Team USA and Team Canada, so they are together, so stuck together like glue.
And then it's going to be, by the look of it, a 2-kilometre shootout for gold and silver between Great Britain and Spain, and there's no question that Serrat has closed that gap.
Yeah, I make it around about 8 seconds, just, on a naked eye count there. So Serrat, a phenomenal bike ride by the Spanish athlete. You can just see that aerial shot there.
So Willis is away, and there you saw Serrat just in behind him.
6 seconds is the time split that we're getting. So only 6 seconds between Jack Willis of Great Britain and Serrat. We can see from that aerial shot just how close he is. You just see Serrat is just starting to creep up onto Jack Willis here.
And we also got a shot a minute ago of Serre getting France right back into medal contention. So US, Canada, France in a 3-way shootout, it looks like, for the bronze. Willis and Serrat in a 2-way battle for gold and silver here. Willis with the advantage, Serrat with the better run speed, we think. We'll see what pans out over the next few minutes. Right on the shoulder, and here's the battle potentially for bronze. I'm not sure where. I mean, just got a glimpse of Serre there. He's still right there in that 3-way battle for the bronze. But now Serrat takes over at the front, and the Spanish are in control, it looks like. Willis doesn't look like he can respond. Not yet, anyway. There's already a 5 or 6 metre gap between the two.
You can just see that gap now from the aerial shot.
Surely this is beyond expectations. It'll be interesting to see what they say to Alaya in the interview area afterwards. Willis is trying to hang tough. He's got a big enough gap, surely, to make sure that the silver looks absolutely guaranteed. And this is an absolute game changer for the Spanish. A glance behind. Willis is well back. He can afford to coast over the line. A few high fives. And it's a brilliant performance by the Spanish. Spain win the World Cup Triathlon here in Chengdu. And that's what it means. Jack Willis is going to come across the line in second place. So Great Britain will take the silver. Looks like he's hobbling a bit as well. Might have had some kind of an issue there, Willis. Now, what is going on with the battle for third place? It was the US and Canada. And it looks like the USA is going to hang on with Braxton Legg. No, Canada coming with Sobey. It's a sprint for the bronze here. There's nothing in it. Sobey just, I think, got there. Yes, he did. Canada take the bronze just ahead of the USA. Well, these mixed team relays never fail to deliver, do they? Serre, who had that brilliant swim and bike to get the French back into contention, in the end has to settle for 5th place for France, although that very young team, there's clearly potential there for the future. In 2016, they won the under-23 junior mixed relay title. Not quite the same thing, in a long time ago, and they were 8th a couple of years ago in a relay event in Abu Dhabi. So, but this is new ground by a country mile, and they were home in the end, as you can see, comfortably by about 11 seconds from Great Britain, with the Canadians taking bronze in that exciting sprint finish. Sobey just getting the better of Braxton Legg to relegate the USA to 4th and off the podium, obviously. The French, despite the heroics on that last leg from Serre, finished some way back in 5th, despite the 10-second penalty didn't help either, obviously. Then the Italians, Australia, as you said, June, will be disappointed. Mexico, China, Hong Kong, Portugal, Singapore, and the Hungarians did not finish. But it'll be interesting to see how Spain kick on, if they can kick on over the next couple of years before we get to Los Angeles, to see if they can really consolidate on what's been a fantastic performance from that quartet today.
It's been really good. I am a little bit nervous in the beginning because I want to give to Pelayo the most close possible to the first one, but I think we do a good relay.
Yeah, it was a tough one. After the race yesterday, I had a really good swim. Then on the bike, we were pushing in the relays with the Canadian guy and the US guy, and then fast run to give it in the best position to Sarah.
Today, I was feeling really tired, but
I was thinking about Chengdu is your lucky place. Last year I was third position. Yesterday I was fourth, and today we are first one. So I think we are really happy, and Sarah, for us was the best.
For me, it was a big pressure after the great race of my teammates. So I focused on my power, and when I saw that the gap is a little close, I thought I have only one opportunity, because after the race of yesterday, the legs are tired. I did a big change to try to win the race, and I think it was a great race of the team.
Well, it's a game-changing, history-making day for the Spanish. Ana Carvalho, Pelayo Gonzalez, Sarah Guerrero and Antonio Serrat taking gold. The first time any Spanish mixed team relay squad at this level has ever been on the top step of a podium.